In this quick video, I'm going to explain exactly the number one mental model and tool that I'm able to use in order to get myself immediately, like with the snap of my fingers, out of the state and negative feeling of negative emotions, whether it's anxiety, stress, discouragement, I've lost motivation, whatever it is. I'm able to basically snap my fingers and get out of it and move in the direction of positive mindset, positive thinking, and I feel way better. And I literally did it right now before recording this video, but I'm going to explain exactly how to do it right now. If you don't know me, I'm Logan Lesser, a national motocross racer, having won over 15 state championships and an amateur national championship. I'm an extreme sports athlete and ran a marketing agency for over 4 years, growing it to $30,000 a month. And while doing so, was able to travel the world living in Cape Town, South Africa, part-time throughout the past few years. And I've spent nearly $50,000 on mentors, coaches, courses, and education, learning from the best of the best in business, fitness, mindset, racing, and so on. Now I'm sharing what I've learned and growing my community, the Champion Protocol, linked in the description below. One of the number one mental models that I've learned or mental tools, I say tools in my mental toolbox, like that's kind of how I like to phrase it. But one of my favorite tools is this phrase right here. I'm going to say it and write this thing down, paint it on your wall, get a tattoo of it on your arm if you have to. I don't care, but it is seriously super powerful. And by the way, I want to give credit where credit's due because the first person I heard say this is Wes Watson, and I learned this from him. So full credit because this is seriously powerful. But you cannot think your way into positive action. You can only act your way into positive thinking. Now I'm going to say that again. You cannot think your way into positive action. You can only act your way into positive thinking. Now, what that means is that a lot of times, like even myself in the past, and I still deal with this, so I still remind myself of this saying and stuff, and remind myself to do this whenever I fall into those states of like just feeling discouraged or not motivated, or I feel stressed or anxious or whatever. Which is just part of being human. Like, it's not bad to feel those things. Like, it's just a part of being human. Like, that's one thing is most people view that as bad. Like, it's bad that I feel this way. It's like, no. You're human. You're supposed to feel that way sometimes. Like it's just a part of being human. It's one of the many emotions that we feel. The big thing is like it just sucks to feel that way. So if you have a way to get out of that feeling and move towards a positive state, then obviously do that. Well, only if it is a positive way of doing it, which I'll get to that in a second. But basically what I was saying is that a lot of times people, including myself in the past, what we'll do is when we fall into those states and everything, we'll either try to think our way out of it and we'll try to like figure out, we'll just like start thinking and try and figure out, and we'll just kind of sit there with those negative thoughts and emotions and try and figure out how to feel better or whatever. Or we'll take a very negative action, and I could actually say, like, in full honesty, I've never done this. Like I've never done any type of drugs. I've never vaped. I've never done anything like that. The only thing that I've ever done is drinking alcohol, which even that I never do. Like the last time I drank alcohol was on my birthday because I had like a glass of wine. And that was back in February. And right now it's June. And then besides that, like I had a bunch of fun when I was in Cape Town, South Africa. So, cause I could legally drink there before the age of 21. So I had a lot of fun, like going out to clubs and stuff and doing that. But aside from that, like I never ever drink. However, I do know a lot of people, even personally, like in my family, who will do that as kind of a way to feel better or whatever. But from what I've experienced, like by seeing these people and stuff, is that whenever that happens and they try to use that to feel better, it only masks the emotion or the negative thing that's happening or whatever. It only masks and delays it. And then once the effects of that negative thing, whether it be alcohol or whatever, once the effects of it wears off, all of those emotions and feelings and that negative thing happening in their life just comes rushing back, almost even worse. So it's a horrible way of trying to deal with that stuff. But what I've learned and what I do and practice in order to basically eliminate those emotions and everything and move past it to a positive state and to be able to like start moving forward again is I remind myself of that saying of that you cannot think your way into positive action. You can only act your way into positive thinking. And what it means is that in those moments where you are feeling like crap or whatever, you simply need to act and do something that is in alignment, and this is the important part, that is in alignment with what it is that you truly want and the goals that you have. And as soon as you start taking action on whatever that thing might be, you are immediately going to be leading yourself in the direction of positive thinking. And it's almost immediate that you're automatically going to start thinking more positively and feeling better because you're doing something and actually taking action on something that is leading you in the direction of what it is that you want and is in alignment with your goals and what you truly, truly want for yourself. And a perfect example, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is that I did it right now, which is before I made this video, I had a pretty heated argument with a good friend of mine before making this, and it just got me kind of down. It got me not feeling super good and everything. And I just wasn't feeling too good. It really, really brought me to a low level. Like I was feeling very discouraged. I didn't really want to do any work, like nothing, because it sucked. Like he was a good friend. Been a good friend of mine and everything. And then, yeah, we just got into a pretty heated argument. But regardless, basically I just knew, I was like, what really immediately gets me into a positive state and makes me feel better is recording these videos. Like I just love recording these videos. I like putting out this message and helping you, or at least I hope it's helpful, but trying to help you, and like giving you some of the tools and stuff that I've been able to add to my mental toolbox over the years, and just things that have helped me, in my experience and stuff. And I just like making these videos and I immediately feel better. And what's interesting is that I felt super crappy, and the last thing I wanted to do was get in front of the camera and start making videos and stuff. But I still set up the camera and I did it, reminding myself of that saying. And I just knew if I do this, I'm going to feel better. And as soon as I started talking, which by the way, I've recorded like 2 other videos already, each were like 15 minutes. So I didn't like just jump into recording this video. I've already recorded a couple, but literally as soon as I started talking to the camera, I immediately felt better. Like I immediately felt better, and I'm in alignment with what it is that I want and my goals, which is obviously growing my YouTube channel, growing my personal brand, putting this message out there, helping you and everybody else watching this video, also growing my online community linked in the description below, and all those sorts of things. Like this is in full alignment with what it is that I want and my goals and everything. So it immediately led me towards positive thinking. So that's the big thing. And then another way that you can do this is like, for example, one example that Wes Watson talks about a lot is whenever you start to feel those like negative emotions or whatever, or you start to feel like doing something that is not good and that is not in alignment with what you want, such as maybe it is reaching for the drink or eating that junk food, or even something as simple as just like taking the ice cream out of the freezer and starting to snack on it a little bit. Like, if you know that's not what you should be doing because you're supposed to be sticking to your diet or whatever, the best thing to do is instead take an action in that moment that is actually in alignment with what your true goal is, that negative action would be pulling you away from. So for example, if you were to do that like ice cream thing where you're going to reach for the ice cream, what goal is that actually pulling you away from and leading you away from? It's the goal of being in shape, being in really good physical shape, feeling really good, having a great physique, being able to perform at your highest level, whether it be in racing or at the gym or whatever, or even like working on the business or whatever, like your mental focus. So that's what it's leading you away from. So what can you do that would actually lead you towards that goal, and that would be in alignment with trying to get you towards that goal of being in really good physical shape? Well, working out. Or eating healthy. Like you could instead reach for something healthy. But what I love is, which Wes Watson talks about doing, is drop and do some push-ups. Like drop and do like 25 push-ups. And I've actually done this where literally I start to feel like grabbing that junk food or eating that ice cream or whatever, and instead I'll literally just drop and do like 25 push-ups, and I just like got my heart rate up a little bit, and I feel that pump in my arms and in my chest a little bit, and it was obviously like a somewhat difficult thing to do. And then after I got up from the push-ups, I was like, why the hell would I want to eat that? Like, that's not going to do anything for me. Like, that's going to make me feel like shit. It's not going to help me look good or feel good or anything. Like, immediately you just acted your way towards positive thinking. And positive thinking doesn't only count as like good emotions and stuff. It also just counts as like thinking in a positive way that's going to lead you towards your goals, which is like a way of positive thinking is I'm not going to eat that crap. I'm instead going to eat this healthy thing or go to the gym or whatever. Like that's positive thinking, because that's in alignment with what it is you truly want, what your goals are. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. And just in summary, just remember this saying of you can't think your way into positive action. You can only act your way into positive thinking. So whenever you find yourself in those states of feeling like crap or discouraged, or you're feeling anxious, stressed, or whatever, or you feel like doing something that you know is not in alignment with what it is that you truly want and you know is a negative thing for you to do, instead, take an action. Doesn't matter how small. Just take an action that you know is in alignment with what it is that you truly want, and just start acting on it immediately. And I guarantee you will start to feel better, and you'll be blown away by how fast you will start to feel better, and you'll no longer crave or want those negative things anymore. So I really hope that was helpful. If it was, feel free to subscribe. Check out my community linked in the description below for racers. And aside from that, I will see you in the next video. Peace.